So today is the celebration, and I'm going to start off the celebration. You see, I got the mic in my hand, right? So just to welcome the performers as well, we have the Goddess Anahata looking gorgeous. Nice to see you, guys. We've got I Am I. Sorry, I Am I. I keep calling him by his name, but I Am I. And his brother's in the house, JahJah. We have I Am Adriana T, and we have Cynthonia. And Cynthonia will be doing movement breaks for us as she does every month. So, guys, if it's really loud, do that. All right.
There must be smiles and laughter, joy and rapture, appointed candor. Comically connected, we're comically connected. You comically connected. Yeah. Foolishness constructed from attentive sense, the ability to resurrect the great from the test. Comically connected, we're comically connected. Can't remember my own song, by the way, sorry. Comically connected. Comically connected. Glee and revelry to the highest degree. Glee and revelry to the highest degree. No. Glee and revelry to the highest degree. Glee and revelry to the highest degree. No. Release the stress from belly to chest. Let your face crack and tears fall down. Them one, them juicy years, turn back life. Them one, them juicy years, turn back strong. Them one, them heal the pain, heal the mind. Them ones that let you know everything's right. Oh no,
Stay connected. All right. So yes, that was the start. That's how we're kicking off. We got to be happy people. We got to find the joy in the pain to survive this life in these times. And we all know this. Oh, thank you guys. All right, so we're going to kick off. We're going to just roll through because we don't want to keep you too long. We want to keep this moving. So we're going to go on to the beautiful Goddess Anahata. Now, I have to say this, right? Last month, she gave the most epic introduction. And I don't think I can match it in truth, right? Yeah, because she smashed it. You know, she made me feel like I was floating on clouds. So I'm going to say that from the very first meeting, this beautiful young woman was nothing but respectful and polite, articulate and loving. She's supremely smart, supremely intelligent, tapped into the highest level, and she's an absolute blessing to have in this group. I so enjoy her presence, her company, and I every time look forward to her poetic offerings. So over to you, my dear.
Gratitude. SuperNatural seed, that was lovely. That was beautiful. It was warm. It was inviting. Thank you. All praises to the Most High. Well, as stated, I am the Goddess Anahata, and I'm very excited about this celebration episode, really just today's piece and hearing what everybody has in store. A huge thank you to everybody who's viewing. Usually it is just the performers, and now we get to have a live audience this time around, unlike the first episode. It's been a while. So all of you audience, thank you so much. And without further ado, this first piece, well, the piece that I have today is called I Thank the Universe. And I wrote this at a time where I was transitioning from minimal gratitude to a maximum level of gratitude for every single point in my life, regardless of what was happening at the moments. Because no matter what, even when it all feels like it's going to chaos in a handbasket, still those are times to be grateful. So this piece is I Thank the Universe. Out of my new book also. This is Love's Promise. This is my newest collection, and this is my second book, published book on all platforms. The Goddess Anahata, Love's Promise. My first collection is called Lunar Eclipse, so this is my second baby. And my story is still being written. For now, I share a piece. All glory be for what I'm learning. One day the memoir shall be ready. Found more love in my soul than I've ever given myself credit for. Worldwide, all praises to the Most High. For everything I have and what I'm working to create, I live the Zen Tao Ma'at way, my peace no one can ever take. My love is for those who need it, cultivated and seeded, given to me by the universal spirit. I can hear the angels cheering and God catching me when I jump or feel defeated. The one and only, a supreme goddess, yet she remains modest, only to speak truth and live a life that's honest. One day relay what she learned while in the body with transcendent consciousness. Teach my youth prosperity. Help them be gracious adults from becoming immaculate kids. Show them how passion frees the mind to a purpose shift. Love is what my purpose is, prophetic for me to uphold, create from speaking poetry. My ancestors and spirit guides have so much more to show me. All praises, all love, all gratitude, and all glory. Ashe.
Thank you. Thank you. Wonderful. Do you have any more for us? I think it's just one piece this time, isn't it?
Yes, I want to be time conscious. I do have one more that's short, if that's okay.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. This one is called, it's one of my favorite ones. is called Answers and is a series of questions for you to ask yourself and develop those answers inside. What happens when I sit still? What happens when I move? What happens when I'm anointed and have nothing else to prove? What happens when it all works out just how it's supposed to? What happens when the Most High whispers and says, I told you? What happens when the cynics get me rent-free in their minds? What happens when I make the best use of God's time? What happens when my future generations speak of me? What happens when I stop existing and start living? What happens when I get more than what I prayed for? What happens when I stop running and rest more? What happens when I bury the past because I passed it? What happens when my soul is everlasting? What happens when my mind escapes the matrix? What happens when my love reaches dawns of new ages? What happens when I'm writing my memoirs? What happens when the universe calls me back to the stars? What happens when my darkness and my light move as a collective? What happens when my angels and monsters work together? What happens when they all see my vision? What happens when it's all written? What happens when I create as I speak? What happens when I get the answers I seek? Ashe. Thank you. Those questions hit my soul in a deep series of punch after punch after punch because it's so simple for us to take the macro view of life and then be able to bring it into ourselves and what happens when we just follow the sequence of life as it should be and stop resisting it so hard. And we begin to live a much more peaceful life. And that's a major part of what I come to celebrate right now.
Beautiful. So we'll take a moment. If anybody wants to add anything, if you unmute, and this includes the audience, then you're on the recording. Don't feel obliged to, but I'll give it a couple of seconds if anybody wants to say anything.
Gratitude. Thank you for all of your wonderful questions. And the divinity, I appreciate it. Yes, when we take the time to ask these questions.
We're going to move on to, where is she? Where's Cynthonia? Down there. There she is. So Cynthonia, do you want to do a movement break first, or do you want to do it after?
No, yeah, I want to do a movement break first, and then I'll just go into my piece so that we could stay on course with that also.
All right. So can I introduce? Let me just introduce you. So
yeah, sure. Do you think I just want to let you know that it's on you?
Cynthonia probably don't want me to say nothing, but Cynthonia and I connected pretty quickly when I joined the high level club and the book club, and straight away we just connected perfectly. Like, we're always in sync. Every time I meet up with her on Zoom, we are we're in the same zone, we do the same things, we got the same issues going on. And I feel like my sister is in here actually, and I always say to Cynthonia that she reminds me of my sister, because she's a Virgo as well. And they have
big up for the Virgo. All right, sorry. I didn't even know I was unmuted, but
point out who my sister is, because she probably won't want me to, but you could probably figure it out. But my younger sister is in here, and Cynthonia reminds me of her quite a bit. But nice. So we've got these Virgo women. Virgos, what I love about Virgos is that they tell it how it is. My sister, I've got to say, she's Celia. Celia has at times given me some quite straight truths. And I'm like, all right, that was a bit harsh, but I've appreciated it. So Cynthonia completely shocked me when she came onto this podcast, because in our meetings, when we talk and in book club, she's quite quiet and very articulate, but quite subdued. And then we came onto this podcast and she was like, hey! And I was like, who is this? You know, she was and she was co-hosting with me pretty much. But as a wordsmith, she's off the chain. And the beauty is, I think she doesn't really know it, but she never fails. Her wordplay is immaculate. And that children's story that she did, it's on our YouTube channel, but it's so magical and so beautiful. And the way she reads it as well. The Goddess Anahata said last month that she's got this soft New York accent, and it translates beautifully to storytelling. So, Cynthonia, over to you. Oh, and she does movement breaks as well. She does that every show.
Yeah. I just want to say before I begin the movement break and before I get into my piece, well, first, thank you for the kind words, of course. Make me feel good. But I'm just an authentic individual and I move based off of what, my intuition and stuff tells me. So when I'm quiet and reserved, it's because I'm supposed to. When I'm goofy and a little bit outside and people know, it's because I'm supposed to. I'm more comfortable and the energy is right in that space. So it's a blessing. And that's why I'm here 6 months later in the same group. So I just wanted to say that. So thank you to you, the Goddess Anahata, Adriana, Mary, who isn't here right now, but everybody who's there from the beginning and who's consistent and who, like, even when we have other things to do and we're busy and we always make time, that's to show, like, the importance of this. People might be like, oh, it's just writing, but it's so much more than that. And I appreciate every single individual. And hopefully that that shows in my poem that I wrote for you guys today. But before we get there, let's do round one of our movement breaks. This one, this round is going to be, most of the rounds, there's only going to be one that you get out of your seat. The rest of it, we're going to be in our seat, but it's going to be fairly simple, easy. So first round, we're going to start with leg crosses and leans. We're going to stretch out our hips. The second one that we're going to be doing is body crossover leans all the way. So we're going to be stretching our spine, twisting and stretching our spine. And then we're going to finish that with a spinal breathing workout for 1 minute. And we're just going to elongate our spine as we breathe. Inhale and exhale. All right. 30 seconds. So what we're going to do is we're going to do it like this. The leg and the crossover, the stretches, we're going to do 30 seconds, 30 seconds. We're going to go back to the first one, 30 seconds, 30 seconds. So it's going to be 2 minutes for the stretch for the legs. Then we're going to go to the breathing for 1 minute. All right. Then we'll move on. All right. So we're going to start this and how this looks. Anybody who didn't see the quick promo, you're going to cross your legs like this. If you can see, like, you don't like cross it over like how a gentleman will cross his leg over, so your ankle should be on your knee. If this is tight right here, if this is already tight, that's fine. Don't overexert yourself. Just press softly on your knee and fluctuate your knee up and down. You will still feel it in your hip flexor. If you are good to lean forward, which will give you a stretch all the way to your gluteus, you want to feel that stretch. And I'm going to start at 30 seconds starting now. If you could stretch. If not, just keep pumping that knee and get that stretch in. If not, lean forward. Don't cheat yourself. Beat yourself. You understand? All right. And we have 15 seconds left on this side for round one. Make sure you're breathing into it because it's important. We want to get oxygen into these tight areas. All right, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now we're going to switch over. Next leg, 30 seconds, go. Remember, don't overdo it. You do not have to be a superhero. If it's tight, just push. Just press on it. And if you like it, if it's good, even if you don't like it, do it more. And like in times when you're sitting down, if you're on the computer or you at work or something and you just want to cross your legs, just get this little, when your hips and your spine is tense, your world is tense. All right. All right. Now we're going to go We're gonna go now into the lean over cross, and how that's gonna look is you're sitting up straight. You take your right arm and you lean outside of your left knee and you try to go as far to the ground as you can with your fingertips. All right. And we're going to hold that for 30 seconds on both sides. All right. I know for a lot of people, including myself in the beginning, stretching was really an inconvenience to sit in a stance that like that stretches and it's uncomfortable for a period. It's like, who wants to do that in the beginning, right? But after you push through the initial annoyances and uncomfortability, switch over. Once you do that, you realize oh man, I did a good workout and I'm so sore, so bad. But once you do that and you push past that uncomfortability, I promise you that you start to feel and understand the importance and feel the benefits of stretching and breathing, not just in your physical, but in being able to sleep for longer periods, deeper, being able to move and not be stiff in the morning. 2, 1. All right, guys, we're going to start back over with the leg crossover. We're going to do that again, 30 seconds, and then we're going to go into the breathing, the leg, the body, crossover. So 30 seconds, cross your leg over, and we're going to do 30 seconds again on each side. See, before, this is our 6-month celebration. We're doing it the right way. This is the way we were supposed to always be doing our stretches, but we've been rushing them. When you really doing a static stretch or a static hold stretch, meaning you stay in a position for a duration of time before you move into another one. 3, 2, 1, switch over. You really want to hold for a minimum of 30 seconds, and you want to do it at least 2-3 times to start actually feeling and getting that muscle to start loosening. When you're consistent, you start feeling it and being more flexible. So we don't really want to rush these segments. They're short. They really should only be 5 minutes. And now we go to our body crossovers. So it seems like we're taking up a lot of time right now, but what we're doing is making sure that we stay good for the duration of this performance and even afterwards, because we will be sitting for a little minute. 15 seconds. All right. I appreciate you guys for taking the time to love on yourselves if you are. All right, last side, and then we're gonna go into the spinal breathing. Oh, I'm hot now, to be honest with you. All right, got 10 seconds. And then we're gonna do box breathing. Box breathing is next round. We're gonna do spinal breathing. And with how the spinal breathing goes is like this. You straight. When you breathe in, you wanna bring it all in. You wanna look like a chicken. And when you let it out, you wanna curve your spine, let it like you trying to blow something away, all right? So we're gonna do that for 1 minute. All right, do it at your own pace, but not too slow. Go. I'm actually glad that I did this right before my piece. Hopefully I won't sound too nervous when I'm reading it now, because I'm gonna have all this oxygen to my brain. 15 seconds, y'all. And then we're done with round 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, all right, 1. Thank you guys for taking the time. I know And anybody who act like it's not, I know when you first start stretching, it's not the most fun thing to do. It's not. But it'll be all right. So, on another note, so for our 6-month celebratory performance, again, I wanted to show my appreciation to everybody who showed up consistently and who has made an impact through their performances, through, like through their truths, who have inspired me in one way or another, whether they know it or not. Some may know, some may never know, but I'm inspired by everybody who taps into their truth, and no matter how it looks, because nobody's perfect and we're all developing. So I actually I love the bloopers sometimes more than the than the actual perfected piece, but I just wanted to give everybody they're little flowers. I have so much more to say about the individuals, but I also have a lot of other things going on too, so I couldn't spend too much time. But in any event, let's just get on with it. So each individual has their own poem, so each title is different. We walk and talk like soul songs, unapologetic and unwavering as we hold pain and purpose in the palms that create galaxies. Look at you. Every one of you, a story draped in rhythm, a warmth wrapped in sound, a legacy stitched with love. The alchemy of emotion. She crafts verses from vulnerability, transforming pain into power and wounds into wisdom. Her words a mirror of the soul, reflecting the beauty in brokenness and the strength in softness. Adriana, you are the earthquake and the echo. Your voice doesn't speak, it refrains intimacy until we see that love is not just skin deep, but truth deep. In your hands, words don't just live, they bloom. You bend language like a light through glass, reflecting love in all its complicated paths. This one is a harmony of being. He weaves melodies like the threads of truth, singing the songs of self and the rhythm of unity. His voice, a bridge between worlds, connecting the seen and the unseen through the power of sound. I'm Manuel, I'm I. Your melodies pour honey on our wounds, the divine masculinity in full bloom. You remind us that tenderness is a warrior strength, and sound is a form of shelter. Your rhymes don't play. They reach, they rise. When you flow, it's a sacred kind of hush, a palm for the ache, a quiet and rush. Masculine, yes, but tender too. You flow what we feel. Your rhyme heals. This one is, this one is a breath between words. She speaks in the spaces between syllables where breath becomes language and silence sings. Her voice, a vessel of presence, guides us to the sacred pause where meaning unfolds. SuperNatural C. The root beneath the blooming. Your space is sanctuary. Your vision is vibration. When you walk to the mic, you don't just speak, you summon the sky. Tender as love, raw as wounds unhealed. Your songs crack open the walls we build. You weave community like a quilted work, stitching us together in rhythm, in love, in light. Flow of divine love. She channels the river of the heart where love flows freely and healing begins. Her presence, a sanctuary of light, inviting us to surrender and to embrace the divine within. She is the alchemist of softness and spark, a moon in the morrow, a flame in the dark. Her voice like honey, her pen like prayer, writing the sacred back to the air. She loves with language, lush and alive, feeds us fruit from the garden of divine. Each poem a mirror, each word a vow, to be magic, to be medicine, to be used. The Goddess Anahata. You are a flame in the velvet night. You rob pain like a moonlight bandit and leave love in its place. Alchemy in every line, cosmos in every breath. Your femininity, flawless. Your fire, timeless. And I just want to thank each and every one of you guys for your greatness and your fearlessness and your bravery and expressing yourselves in all that you do. And I just wanted to thank you. That's my piece.
It's too early in the morning, rising afternoon for you to be trying to have me cry like that. And I don't appreciate it. Thank you so much. That was beautiful, immaculate, amazing, stellar, superb. And I felt each and every word so near and dear, close to my heart. Everything that you said about everybody was so beautiful. And the way that you not only put the cadence together, but just every single line after line, stanza after stanza of pure, intelligent emotion. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys. You guys made it very easy to do.
Tone, you know better than to make people emotional this early in the morning. I second the goddess. Thank you so much for always being a light and always being motivating yourself, even though you may not know it half of the time. Thank you for being that energy that we may not have in those moments and bringing it to us. That was beautiful, man. Appreciate you.
IMI, would you like to say anything?
Thank goodness for you. Can y'all hear me clearly?
Because
I need this to be heard. That was a necessary piece to celebrate this 6 months. Man, tremendous. Thank you for your words.
Yes, Cynthonia, that was amazing. And I did say, didn't I? I did say. I did say her words are immaculate, that she got it. And I just want to say before I forget as well, congratulations, Mr. Smith. Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations.
Oh, you little baby. Oh, how cute. So I won't focus on you too much, but congrats. I know you ain't getting no sleep. You're looking a bit too fresh, to be honest. I bet mommy's doing it all. At this point, mommy does a lot, but yeah, that's beautiful. Congrats. So we're going to move straight on to the beautiful, the supreme. I am Adriana T. Now, again, you lot just keep destroying any kind of intro that I want to do, because how do I follow what Cynthonia just said? But Adriana, what we adore about you, what I adore about you, is you are so powerful in your words. The first piece you did had me just bawling, and it was crying from a deep, deep place when you were speaking. I wasn't even trying to cry. Tears were just streaming down. Your honesty is that powerful, and you have a way of speaking that just commands people to listen, which is, you are orator. This is what you are here to do, really. And then beyond that, you're gentle, calm, peaceful, beautiful energy and spirit. We just adore having you. Again, another beautiful surprise. So over to you. I am Adriana T.
Love, love, love. I appreciate you and everybody in this room. Y'all know the love runs deep. And when I don't have it, y'all do, and y'all always pour into me. So I appreciate that. I decided to go with something to kind of bring us up as we're celebrating evolving from this kind of Mod Podge situation into what's turning into a well-oiled machine of just gifted individuals. So this is Evolve. I love life and all its capabilities, despite the crutch of doubt, seeing it more as an engine key. driving away the lack of perceived possibilities, changing lanes to notice monotony as a common tendency, of fearing what we don't see, refusing to let hope be, our option to merge equivocally, submitting to who we pretend to be, tethered to the foundational preconceived contingency of a single lane road, sustaining comfortability. Comfortable is a loaded term when attached to numbness, sown seeds of pain from familial incumbents, ordained as fruitful, diverting further inspection, adapted as biography without follow-up questions like, how far back does this truth really lie? Since when has distortion been allowed to decide? What is there to gain by encouraging divide? Who said that cowardice is a safe place to hide? Where is love defined as individual transactions, residuals hoarded due to superficial factions? Silence is deafening when answers fail to come, along the airways of honesty that fail to meet the tongue of anyone sufficiently. We're all reduced to crumbs, expected to accept that's where all grains come from. I tend to speak in metaphors, shedding light while having fun. So I'll break it down simply. Most submit to being dumb, succumbing to the fantasy of ignorance as bliss, allowing moments permanent placement where feelings exist, giving one-sided thoughts the privilege of perception, devaluing knowledge, our most powerful weapon. To love life, try to see it outside of your range. Open your mind's eye before deeming things strange. Close the door to assumptions. Lead your mind to reframe. Stop projecting failure as continuous shame. Embrace the notion that seasons will always change. So it never makes sense to remain the same. Evolve.
That's a command. Evolve now. Evolve or die. I shouldn't say die, but you know what I'm saying. We must evolve. And I will take a moment to just salute Tenia, who is helping us to do that in right about now. Tenia has come in and she's pushing our evolution forward with the breath work and the energy readings. Give thanks for you. Adriana smashed it yet again. Anybody else want to add anything? We'll move on. I'm going to close out the performance section with some more music. And again, I'm going to do my best to try and introduce this wonderful, divine masculine. I don't want to compete with Cynthonia and the Goddess Anahata, but I'm going to compete. All right, let's get into the ring. I is such a wonderful, calming, masculine energy. He's always there. It feels like at our side, just contributing wherever he needs to contribute. You don't need to ask him. He just drops the beat, or he brings the tune, or he makes a statement. And what I've observed in I, which I just think is amazing in truth, I've been telling my daughters about it all week, is I see that he chooses his words very carefully. And he has a track with his brother who's on here, JahJah. In the beginning was the word. And I know that, hi! And I know that Rastafari is his upbringing. But the level of self-control, I've never heard in the time that I've been blessed to know I've never observed him talk any rubbish or throw out any loose verbiage, any loose words. It's got that. It's always on point, man. On point. A bit like Yoda-ish. You know what I mean? A bit Yoda-ish. So, and your music is fire. It's just absolute fire. So you come with it all. You got the reggae, you got the rap, you got the soca rhythms, you got it all. You sing, you everything. So yeah, we are truly grateful for you. I'm gonna try sharing this thing now because
Thank you for the kind words. That was very heartfelt.
nothing but truth. Can you share now?
Let's see. Yes, it does allow me to share. So we're gonna get this going.
You're still a bit quiet, by the way, and I'm muting now.
Okay. Am I better now?
Yeah, that's
Better. Thank you. Thanks for pointing that out before getting anything going. Okay. And this piece that I'm about to do is a celebration piece. So you said it, I do reggae, rap, make rhythms and whatnot. So this one, I was jumping into that rap bag and I was thinking about hip hop. Hip hop to me means the knowledge movement. To be hip is to know, to hop is to move. Most of the times I'm dropping that knowledge, but this one I want to make y'all move with. So this one is called Let the Beat Build. Y'all hear that? This one guaranteed to make y'all move. Yeah, let the beat build. Yeah, let the beat build. Turn the water into wine, have a refill. I don't drink too much. Keep something alkaline in my cup. I ain't got no problem how you turn up. I did it all sober, that's a true turn up. Then I did it again, twice as nice. Flick of the wrist in the allspice. Jesus Christ, consciousness, Marcus Garvey, confidence. I'm rhyming with, make them boogeyman, it's monstrous. Way beyond the hit. Put time in it to manifest my accomplishments. I meditated and demonstrated universal law. I admit it. For a minute I was lost, had to tap into the force, young Anakin. Make moves, opposite of a mannequin. And that was God body that I'm standing in. Yeah, let the beat build. Yeah, let the beat build. Yeah, let the beat build. We turn the water into wine, have a refill. Yeah, have a refill. We turn the water into wine, have a refill. They telling me chill. We turn the water into wine, have a refill. Hey, hey, hey. 6 months we celebrate. Tell them what we celebrate. It's a 6 months of celebration. Word, sound, power. Celebration with Adriana. SuperNatural C. We got Tone in the building. Such a wonderful feeling when the Goddess Anahata start dropping it. Hey. Thank you very much.
Yo, quick question. Do you make your own beats too? Or somebody make your beats, you just
For the most part, I am making the beat. Sometimes my brother JahJah Beats collabs with me. We do stuff together and crafting the whole song. And sometimes I'm getting rhythms from a brother from another mother, Aunt McQueen. Or I'll record somewhere, somebody will send me something. But for a good 85 to 90% of the joints I'm on, that's me.
That's a
play some
dual
guitar
talent.
too.
That's a dual talent. That's
I give thanks.
Oh.
Thanks.
That rhythm was heavy, man. That was one heavy rhythm. Can we have another one? I know it's out of order, but please.
Yeah,
Another
that
one.
was fire, super hot fire. Okay, I am I.
Thank you. Oh, another one. We got time for that? Let's see. What do I got here in this bag of tricks?
The celebration.
Yes, it is. It is very much so. Oh.
Water and no wine. I'm trying to get a refill.
Refill of that alkaline water. Copy coming right up.
Yo, that part always keeps something alkaline in my cup. Yeah, that's
it.
But it's the consistency. You never fail. And we talked about it before that, your aim is to inspire people. I'm paraphrasing because I'm not you, but you said it. That your aim is to inspire and you do, like you hit. We need the music that fills our soul as well as that we can dance to.
Thank you. Can I play something? Because this is another celebration one. This one has JahJah beats in it.
Yeah, let's go.
So I'll let the music speak. I won't go along with this one is a Kwanzaa celebration song, and Kwanzaa could be celebrated every day of the year. So I think it's appropriate for this setting as well. If JahJah Beats was to be here, I would ask him to, get this going with me. But without further ado, this is Happy Kwanzaa out on all streaming platforms.
Kwanzaa, 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 Happy Kwanzaa, 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 Happy Kwanzaa, 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 Happy Kwanzaa, 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 Abarigani, 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 Kwanzaa, Kwanzaa, Happy Kwanzaa, 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 Happy Kwanzaa, 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 Happy Kwanzaa, Kwanzaa, Kwanzaa.
Unity, that's the foundation. Define ourselves, self-determination. Collective work and responsibility. Cooperative economics, we are free. And we gotta live in our purpose if we really wanna be free. Well, look how we shine with all this creativity. So much faith, we got the victory. With all our hearts, yes, we believe. And anything we want, then we can achieve. All we got to do is believe. And anything we want, then we can achieve.
Kwanzaa, Kwanzaa, Happy Kwanzaa, 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 Happy Kwanzaa, 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 Happy Kwanzaa, Kwanzaa, Kwanzaa.
Yo, for real though, that's my jam. I ain't playing. That's really my jam. I ain't playing.
I ain't mad at you. So that's Happy Kwanzaa, available wherever you stream music. You can listen to it at your leisure.
Yeah, I like that, Mr. Smith. And thank you, Tenia. I agree. It's lovely to be celebrated. It just you can't not love this space, man, when everybody's just so beautifully kind and loving. My sister's gone and she said, tell you, that's why I was messaging. I didn't want to be rude. But she said, she's on a train. So she said, can't get back in. My battery's almost dead as well. Think I'm going to miss the end. Cry face. It's been really fun though, especially the music. Sad to be missing IMI's music. Was looking forward to the vibe. So she'll hopefully be back another time. We won't be having an audience every time, but the next time, hopefully she'll be back. But she loved it. And as always, we just love your music. Thank you so much. Uplifting vibes, mate. Uplifting vibes. So we're going to go into the podcast section now. I think the Goddess Anahata may be leaving us. I don't know, is she there? Do you want to say anything before you go?
Yes, I do have to go. I would love to stay. This section, this part is sometimes my favorite part because of the way that we always go into each topic, the way that we answer each question. SuperNatural C has prepared some amazing questions, and just gratitude to the Most High before anything, and then to you all, really. We've made it to our 6th episode. The core has run strong. Everybody performed beautifully. Tone, your piece was amazing. The way that you celebrated the team was beyond words immaculate. Tone, you are stellar. Your music, the vibes, the energy, it just can only make you move. It's like you almost want to do that with Tone's movement breaks. SuperNatural C, of course, everything that you do, all the effort you put in never goes unnoticed, ever, in all of the sacrifices that you made for the group. Adriana, I'm so glad that you're back. And whenever you come back to the next episode, we are so excited to have you once again for you to spit them verses. I love you all. And next episode, we are up. Mwah. See you next time.
Love, much love, much love.
Mwah.
Peace.
So this bit, I think we'll go around the performers, and then if anybody in the audience wants to add a perspective, you're more than welcome to. If you do, I'll need you to unmute, which means you'll be on the camera, and I will take that as permission to edit you into the final podcast edit. So you are guests if you'd like to be guests, but there's no pressure on you to say anything either. All right. First question is, as it's a celebration, do you find it easy or hard to celebrate yourself, and why? And I'm going to start with Cynthonia.
I do not have a strong sense of self-celebration. I am now trying to convince myself that even the small wins matter. Me, it's not even so. The crazy thing to me is that I love to celebrate other people. Like, that's what my joy is. Like, for me, it's like, all right, I know I have to do something. When I do it, it's good. I still have something else to do. If I don't do it, now that's a problem. I don't really care too much about, not that I don't care, but I'm supposed to do it. Like, I have to get it done. So it's really not, to me, something to be like, oh, let me throw a party for it. It's like, all right, kudos, you did it. Now on to the next thing. But when it comes to other people, I love to celebrate other people. Like, I love to make people feel good, and I like people to know, like, I just feel like I have it. Like, I know I don't need to celebrate myself to keep moving forward, because I know I have to keep moving forward. But I love to make people, like, feel good and to know that they need to, yo, you're doing this, because I do understand that it does help people to move forward into that little bit. They know that so I love to do it in other people, but I don't really care too much for myself, if that makes sense.
Thank you, sis. Am I?
So I can relate to that, but at the same time, I guess it was the end when you said I don't care too much for myself. Maybe you didn't mean it in the way that I heard it, but it just stuck out to me.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but not like I don't care about myself, but
yeah,
it's more
yeah.
like I know what I got to do, so I know, like, I don't got to toot my own horn or like
That's
pat
the
myself
part that I
on the
could
back to
relate
make
to.
myself good. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I know other people need it, so I just give it to everybody that I feel deserves it, because I don't know who needs it, who don't. So I just like to give it. But for me, I know I don't need it. Like, I have friends, like, I post stuff, like, even if I don't care if my friends don't post it or not, or if they don't like it, like, I did it. You know what I'm saying? But I know that my friends need to show that support to them, so I give it. That's what I meant.
For sure, for sure. It doesn't really matter to you so much if it's reciprocated. I get it. For me, there are times, it depends on, what it is. It's like what Tone said. If I think it's something that had to be done, it's like, what are we celebrating? But when it's time to make it happen, best believe I'm stepping out. Y'all see me, I came on Zoom with the but yeah, it depends. For sure, it depends.
Thank you. What does it depend on?
It depends on if it's something that I think was just a necessary thing to do, or for instance, this month I'm celebrating my birthday. So that's something that I'm going out, and y'all are invited. If y'all gonna be in New York, there's an event going on called Dance Africa happening in Brooklyn. So that I'm gonna share the details. Yes, indeed, we outside. So we turn enough for that. But if it's something like I said, like I just like my apprenticeship before we had this podcast, I didn't think about celebrating the completion of my apprenticeship. But that was just something that I thought just had to be done, because you do the work, you put it in, and then when you get it done, on to the next level. So that's in a nutshell what I say it depends on.
Can I say something? Because you said like I completed mine last June, and I never even
Congratulations.
thought to thank you. I never even thought to again. It's not even something that's just like, all right, I needed to finish it to move on. So in my mind, I don't look at it like, yo, you put in 5 years of work and schooling and this and the third or whatever. You went from $20 to $40 and da da da. But to me, in my mind, it's just like, yeah, but I had to do it. So it was like it's not nothing to celebrate. It's like I just did what I had to do when I completed it. But like you said, it wasn't until I seen your promo and I seen you talking about that I was like, yeah, I did finish mine too. But you know, it's his time. He did it. But I never thought to be like, yo, I did that. But it was just like, yeah, I did it because I had to do it. So that's just, I don't know. But I don't know if I don't really know if that's a bad thing or if that's a hard thing or if that's something that I need to improve on. Or if it's just something like, yo, like I don't need that.
I think it's
Or do I need that?
subjective. The
I
way
don't
we
know.
look at it, it doesn't have to be good or bad, but we always add meaning to things. So that's just naturally what we do as humans.
True.
Okay, I'm going to go next and then I'm going to pass over to Adriana. So I think for me, I never used to celebrate myself. And then I talk about it often that I went through this dark night of the soul and this deep depression, but it was really the dark night of the soul. And going that low led me to celebrate everything. And working in children's services with Helen, and working with young people that had been through real trauma, I would tell them, you know, you need to celebrate everything because it's all the little wins. And that's how I keep my vibration high. So I get out of bed. You got out of bed, Kaz, boy. Have a shower. You shower, Kaz, boy. I do my hair. Well done. You look at your hair, boy. You know, I just celebrate everything because I know the other side of it. And even in my darkest times, you know, things like personal hygiene and the house were always maintained because that's fundamental for me. But I was masking so much and my internal dialogue was so negative. The things I would say to myself, I would never say to anybody else. And it was the culmination of years of different people saying different things. And, you know, I had to unpick and unpack and unpick and unpack. So I didn't used to find it easy. Now I do. And now I will celebrate myself as much as I can, everything that I do, to keep my vibration high and to just remind myself that you could have not done it, but you did it. So well done. So over to you. I am Adriana T.
There's a reason why you hopped in front of me. I honestly, I completely agree with your statement. I definitely was never the person who would outwardly celebrate myself. I was like, oh, cool, I did this or that. But I mean, move on because we feel like we have to just keep pushing forward. I think that might be a cultural thing too. We always feel the need to keep moving because there's always that feeling of possibly being less than or this or that lane. So you have to keep leveling up. But as you mature, I think, and as you go through these different things like the dark night of the soul or your own personal journey of enlightenment, whatever that looks like for you, you kind of learn that you have to. You have to push energy into yourself, even if you don't have the energy sometimes. Like that may be the thing that brings you back. So I'll say I didn't used to. I'm learning to do that now. Is it easy? No, because it doesn't come naturally to me. It's a lot easier for me to pour into other people, but it is something that I am learning to embrace.
Can I ask a quick question? I'm not being funny. I promise you, I'm not.
No, why you start with that?
What does, in all actuality, in hindsight, and this is a real question, what does like celebrating, like what is celebrating yourself like when you finish something? Like I don't like, to me, it's like, what's the benefits? Like, all right, it pushes you to do the next thing. You still gonna have to do the next thing, even if you don't celebrate that you finished this one. So what
Right.
is the actual, like, what's the dopamine? What do you get from like, oh, I finished this, let me celebrate myself? What's the big deal?
I think it's an act of motivation. In my opinion, I think it's an act of motivation because I was hung up on that too for a while. That's why I never leaned into it. It used to seem egotistical, right? To just keep
That's
building
how,
yourself.
yeah,
You
it
know
seems
what I'm
more.
saying? Like, you seem like a bit of a a-hole. But I think there's a fine line between being that and then giving yourself enough juice to feel motivated to do the next thing. Because there's a lot of times where if you don't pump yourself up, you just won't apply that pressure to do what it is that you are meant to do. You may do something, but it may be mediocre
For
in
sure.
comparison to
Self-worth. That's what I was about to
something
tell
big.
her.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I think it's also a bit of, honoring yourself and just showing self-worth. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm worthy of celebrating myself.
Mm-hmm.
Because yeah, you did the thing, but if you don't take some time to recognize, like, yo, I did this, you know what? Let me turn some music on and really show full appreciate love to myself. Getting to the next point is like, we just doing it. You don't never take the time to reflect and just be with yourself in that way, because we out and about, we celebrate with others and we feed off everybody else's energy. But when do we take the time to say, all right, this is for me. I did this for me. I made it happen. And tonight or whatever time of day it is, I'm gonna celebrate that. And it doesn't have to be by yourself. You can celebrate yourself with other people. Like, yo, you call up your people, yo, we going out tonight, whatever, we doing this, whatever, because I accomplished this. So recognizing your accomplishments, it doesn't always have to be on a grand scale. Whatever level you choose to celebrate it, I think it is showing that you honor yourself and that you're worthy of being celebrated.
So then I guess maybe I do then celebrate myself, because then I guess the question is like, what do you consider celebrating? Because when I finish something, I do like I'll take like a week off before I get into the next task. So if you want to consider that a celebration, like I'm honoring myself that I'm taking a break for myself, like so then maybe I do, like
Hold it. Next question, that is.
Sorry about that. Let me digress. Go.
We want to hear it on the next question. And again, I think what's important. What I think is important to pay attention to is celebrating your wins and what happens when you think you've lost or when you haven't achieved something, or because chances are you probably, I know I was doing it, batter yourself about getting something wrong. Yeah. So where's the balance in that? Then self-denigration, negative self-talk. And what we also know is that if words have power and we have to embody who we have to tell ourselves that we're great. You know what I mean? I have to tell myself I'm magnificent. Do you know what I mean? I'm God body. I'm beautiful. I'm kind. I'm caring. I'm loving. And all of those are instructions to make me continue to be that way. Do you know what I'm saying? So a celebration of an achievement, like I said, for me, is literally smelling the roses. And I saw this spiritualist who was saying, if we were really in our spiritual self all the time, we'd be going around going, wow, look at that. Oh, look at this. Oh, because really that's what life is supposed to be. You know, this constant celebration of everything, the colors, the beauty, but we're so distracted. So the next question, and we'll start with you, Cynthonia, as you were answering it. But first, would anybody like to contribute anything in the audience? Mr. Smith,
Yes.
we'll start with Mr. Smith and then we'll come to you, Tenia.
In order to add to that, wow. Oh my bad. Yeah, I would say for me, I don't know, it's kind of the opposite. I used to celebrate myself a lot because I used to be an athlete, I used to be a wrestler, football player. So like celebrating yourself was like something that you naturally did. Gotta play right. Let's go to the next play. I gotta move right in wrestling. I tweaked this. Now I know how to do it. Just like cognitive. But then when I got to college, I kind of got in a mind state. I let somebody kind of talk in my ear about like, small things really don't matter. Like, small celebrations don't matter. Like if it's not a big change, it's like it don't matter. So I kind of in a downward spiral and like didn't like stop seeing small celebrations for myself. And it changed the way I was because when I was celebrating small wins, I didn't care about what everybody else said. Like I knew what I was doing. I solidified my confidence with the small things the small steps. Like I got this right. Now what else can I do? Like I kept building off of that. And then when I stopped going after the small wins, I like just started focus on big pictures. I just started losing it because it's like I don't know what steps I'm at. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to get there, but now I'm overthinking how do I get there? How do I do this? How do I do that? And the anxiety from that just kind of trapped me from wanting to progress and get the result that I could just from taking the small steps, but rather than focusing on the big step and just freaking out from, not knowing where to go and just not doing it at all. Like I'm kind of building back from that, trying to, you know, make myself celebrate small wins. Still not really good at it, just shaking it off. But I can definitely see the difference of how celebrating small wins like really can push you to, just it's not even it's kind of like motivation, but it's more of like seeing where you've been, like seeing how far you've come and where you could take it next. Like I just say like you just wrote a book. Okay, I wrote this book. Now how can uh I don't know. I don't know how to. I kind of went off that, but that was just my take on it.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Tania and then Jah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna say I have a hard time accepting other people celebrating me. And just listening to everybody else, I think the reason why is because like if you say, oh, here's Tania and she's this, and that, and you're celebrating me, now there's this big expectation that I have to live up to. I feel like that's the reason why. But at the same time, you have to appreciate that because when you get celebrated and other people appreciate you, and then it gives you a sense of self-worthiness, I guess, of, you know what I mean? And for me, celebrating, it's not really, I'm more like Tone. I don't do a lot of celebrating. I just go to the next step and we made it. Yeah, come on, let's keep going. I'm kind of like that. But then I have to look back at Mr. Smith, I think just spoke. What he said is like, if you don't take an awareness of your milestones that you hit, you don't know where you're going. It's kind of like you don't have that roadmap that keeps you on point. But I do like celebrating, and sometimes like what I'll do is like say it's my birthday, I'll throw a big party, but the celebration isn't for me, it's for everybody else, to see everybody else happy and to be a part of that unit that's having a great time. You know, that's it.
Well, I have to say, I celebrate you. You pushed me down another road. We call Tania the Oracle. She's the Oracle now, right? She came in to write about now, and she's sending us down these paths. Like, do you know who you are? So I celebrate you. Thank you so much. Over to you, Jah.
Greetings, greetings, greetings. Well, first and foremost, right now we're celebrating y'all achievement, and such a beautiful thing for the positivity that you guys are spreading amongst each other. And I'm just gonna piggyback off of some stuff that I heard, the word sound power. And most of our content that me and my brother create is word and the sound that creates it. And the power that we're able to give when we deliver this music and it's received, it's like a whole celebration when you guys receive it. Anybody that we're able to, so I feel like it's necessary to celebrate. It's nothing. I heard some people say small, and we was out at the open mic the other night, and someone said it's a little something that they had, and I said no, there's nothing little about what you do. It's nothing small about those achievements because those made you see the bigger possibilities that you're capable of doing. So if it's even drinking coconut water or regular water, if you want champagne or apple cider, whatever it may be. But every day is a celebration that, we get another day to display our creativeness. I'm going to keep it short right there like that. But continue the greatness, and I'm always grateful for you guys sharing your platform with me also. Love and love alone. And yeah, happy 6 month celebration to you all.
Thanks. Yeah. I love the brotherhood, man. I love there's something about siblings, you know what I mean? That is special, as I've said to you before. And thank you so much for coming on, because we appreciate when you come on. And the two of you together is another thing altogether, which is beautiful. So, Cynthonia, how do you like to celebrate your wins, big or small?
Well, when I do, I don't like big groups. I don't like big, I don't know. Like, how do I celebrate? How do I celebrate? You know, I only had one birthday party in my whole life. I don't, like I said, I guess like taking a break, resting, like when I do celebrate, like I do, all right, hold on, wait a minute, time out, let me digress. Wait a minute now. I ain't no square. um, like, cause there's things like I have friends, I celebrate them. Uh, I'm trying to find something that I've celebrated that I did like damn, that's kind of sad. I think the next thing I do, I'm gonna have to celebrate. Dang, that's really sad. I celebrate other people though. When I celebrate other people, like yeah, I step out. Like usually we do a small get together or whatever. Or dang, I really am pretty dry when it comes to celebrating. I never ever thought about it until this very moment. I don't do anything. I don't do anything significant. I like to go within myself. I don't think that's a bad thing though. You see, I don't like crowds. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't like clubs. You know what I'm saying? Like I go to award ceremonies with my friends. Like if I'm invited, I go. I show support or whatever, things like that. But for me, man, if you call me and you be like, yo, congrats, I'm gonna feel so appreciative that you even thought about me to say that. I'm gonna be good with that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't really, dang. So I can't answer that. You're gonna have to go to somebody else. I don't want to say nothing. Maybe I need to think about it and come back if something pops up. But right now, as it stands, Ma, have I celebrated anything since you know? Huh?
So
I don't celebrate nothing. That's terrible. But in any event, I like to celebrate other people. That's my favorite thing. Not my favorite thing, but I love to do that. I love to celebrate people. And the way I do that is however it looks within reason. But I really, really care more about energy than anything. And I don't care if I accomplish something. I don't want to be around people if I don't want to go to no club. I don't want to like, yo, let's just say thanks. So that's just me. I don't know.
It's not a judgment. The beauty of it is it's a chance to reflect, because
Yeah.
there's no right or wrong in any of it. And I think there's something about when you say you've only had one party in your life, I think there's something about what you know, how what you grow up in. So I know I'll move on to me, then I'm going to go on to I Am Adriana T. But I grew up as the third of four, as I've told you before, and it was always parties, and the Goddess Anahata, when she did her promo and she talked about a party that she had at 6 years old, it took me back to a party that I had when I was 7. And in those days, I know that those of you that are my age, I think Sonia and Helen might recall this. Those weird little high heels that little girls used to wear, and I wanted them so bad. And my mum was like, "You ain't having them, no way." But for the party, she let me wear these weird little high heels, right? And I had this like matching short t-shirt thing, and we never used to wear our hair out. Mum used to always cane row it, but for a party, I could have my hair out. So I had my hair out, I had my little outfit, I had my heels, and I'm strutting around and I'm feeling like, I'm the tea. But we have parties all the time in our family for birthdays, and so I did that with my girls growing up. They've had some epic parties just because I wanted to give them what I had. So there's something about, maybe it's not a judgment, just have a think. Maybe you want to start celebrating, maybe you don't. But shall I answer me? Go on, go ahead, sweet. What you saying?
So you know what? I want to digress, but you want to know what? You want to know why I can't say? Because the way that I celebrate is not in the way that I like to celebrate because I don't believe that it's healthy or good for me. That's why I can't really that's why. Because I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, there's no way. But when I do finish something or accomplish something, I'll I know where I smoke a lot of weed, or you know what I'm saying. Like I do, I like I'll feel like, all right, listen, I did that. Like I deserve to have a day where I could just eat pizza and smoke and do things like that because I try to stay, I keep myself like healthy and eating and working out and all of that. The smoking thing, I'm now having a different relationship, but I think that that's why I can't, because I never celebrated in a way that I believed was healthy or in a good positive way. Like I did things like that. So that's what I would have to say. I'm shoot, I'm gonna start celebrating myself a little bit more. I can't say I'm gonna go party, but I do like the competitive side of it. Like Mrs. Smith said, that was I'm definitely gonna use that in the future, but that's why. And that's my final piece on that.
Thank you. And I think the way I celebrate is similar to what you said. When I was younger, I would do things like party and that. But then again, I think looking back, it's not always authentic. I think as you get older, I've started to do things more in line with who I am. So like I do use food. Food is always something that I used to celebrate. So I'll order a pizza or Chinese, or get a nice takeaway, or order something nice from the supermarket, and I'll have a little drink, and like for Ome's 18th, we spent it with Helen and Sonia and my friend Wayne and Helen's daughter and Wayne's children and Sonia's son Alu, and that is like heaven for me at 45. So if I do achieve something that I think is significant, I will reward myself with food and alcohol generally, because I don't do that regular, so it's a treat kind of thing. I am Adriana T.
I'm a little bit of both. Of course, I was a renegade teenager, so I definitely resonate with you and Tone. There was a time where anything inappropriate was the best way to celebrate. But as I got older and decided to start what I call solo missions, like I take at least 1 or 2 trips a year by myself. Just for me, it was a bravery thing to start with, but as I jumped more into it, it seemed like an internal sort of celebration. You love to travel with your friends and your family and whatnot, but when you do that, you have to compromise in one way or another. You have to do something that other people want to do. But when you solo travel, you get to do absolutely everything you want. And my most impactful internal insights came from those trips. Like when I went to Hawaii in 2022, like climbing a mountain at sunrise and chasing God, like that was like a big therapeutic thing for me. Like when I went overseas, people thought I was crazy to go to Europe by myself, and I got legit lost in Paris. Legit lost my tour group, so I ended up touring Paris by myself, and it was the coolest thing I could have done. Like I think that's my favorite way of celebrating is like going internal and seeing what really means something to me in an impactful way. I think that's why smaller wins seem insignificant, because I'm like, I know I have to move on to that next step. But when you've, I don't know, taken the time to breathe after maybe a year and you're in a space that you've never been in and you're able to be a nerd or be a party animal, whoever you are, I think that's a big and impactful way of celebrating. I don't know. I just like being in new places and seeing new things, truthfully.
I love that solo traveling thing. I
Mhm.
actually did a solo trip to America when I was 26. Yeah, because my cousin was living in New York. She was in Manhattan. And
Mhm.
I came to America and all by myself. I don't know why I did it, but it was brilliant. And it's so rewarding, isn't it, Adriana? Like, you must feel so, like, strong doing that.
Mhm. It's powerful, yeah, especially when you have those moments like the hike I mentioned, or like running into just random people who are so kind, or in the case of when I went to the UK, there were a lot of people who were surprised by how nice I was. Like, you're American. They expect us all to be rude. I'm like, dang, what type of American people have you met? Like, they were surprised that I tipped. Like, I was very confused. I'm like, I'm so sorry for your experience, but we're not all terrible human beings.
I
And
think
these are
it
like small little things.
the political times, really. I don't think you British people don't like Americans. I don't think that's true. But I think certain times, like around the certain wars and that, some of us were questioning like what's going on. But I don't think every day. Were you in London?
Yeah, I was in London for a week. I spent a day in Paris. It was in Paris where actually the cab drivers and everything was surprised that I tipped every time I got out of the cab. I got the same driver 2 or 3 times, and I didn't understand the conversion rate, so I'm just like, all right, you could just have it. Like, God bless you. Like, I don't care if it means the certain amount of money or what have you. And they were surprised by that. And also in London, like everywhere I went, like I would be conscious of things like that, compliment people, like ask more questions, more personal questions, like how do you do this? Tell me this about your culture. And they just weren't used to that. I guess they were used to people being stoic. Maybe it's the Southern girl in me. I don't know. But when I travel, I just want to know everything and learn about everything. Like, while I'm there, you know what I mean? That's the significance of the trip, in my opinion. That's what feeds me, truthfully.
Yeah, you might have just been surprising just because you're you. And we don't tip as much here either. We don't tip like in America. Tipping's a big, it's like standard procedure, but it's not the same here. So people are probably like, oh, it's kind of expected in America, whereas it's like if we want to do it here, which I often don't. But anyway, I digress. I. How do you like to celebrate your wins, whether they're big or small wins?
So a bit of what everybody said really was impactful. What I'm going to be doing, and I didn't look at it as a solo trip, but I'm going to Invest Fest this year. So that's a celebration right there. I'm also going to the Molly cruise, welcome to Gem Rock cruise. I went last year with my mom and my sister and my cousin, and it was so much fun. I said, you know what? So nice, got to do it twice. The question was, just so I am aligned with it, one time, could you repeat that for me, please, SuperNatural C?
So, how do you personally like to celebrate your wins, whether they're big or small wins?
Okay. So there was something that Mr. Smith shared in the chat, and I was like, oh, that's a good question. When I complete on a small level, like when I complete a song, it's like, oh, I'm bigging myself up and whatnot. Just celebrating like that, I guess I'm giving myself a pat on the back. And on a bigger scale, it's like I don't really go to the clubs or party much anymore. So I guess it's more so buying a ticket to an event and making an investment, stuff like that. It's like I got my paycheck. I'm about to go put some coins over here. That's how I'm doing it nowadays, rather than popping bottles and getting nice. Now it's like, okay, put monies over here, go buy this ticket to hear 19 Keys speak or whatever, stuff like that.
Thank you. Thank you. Hi, Mary.
Hey, everyone.
Hey.
Hi, Caroline.
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure I tried to make it today.
Yeah, nice to see you. Always looking on point, always fresh and stylish.
Oh, thank you.
Loving this. So we're asking the question, how do you celebrate your wins, whether they're big or small wins? Do you want me to come back to you?
Oh, no, I'm okay. So, well, usually it's, I might treat myself for lunch, dinner, brunch, or just, I don't know, go shopping, buy myself something special. I always, I never need a reason to shop, but I've gotten better. So yeah, those are some of the things I do. Or it may even just be a trip to the beach or sitting by some type of body of water and just reflecting.
Thank you, thank you. And would any of the audience like to chip in? Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Smith.
The question I had put in the chat, I know IMI answered it, but that was really for Tone. Because you said you don't. I don't know if y'all answered it while I was away or not. I was getting to the bottom. But it was really because you said you don't really celebrate small wins or nothing like that. But it's like after you made, the celebration piece, like what was your reaction? Was it like, it was like, yeah, I just finished that. Oh yeah, that sounds nice, and put it off, or was it just close the book and go on about your day?
I kept going, like every 2 days, I kept going back because there was something that I could fix on it, or there was something that I wanted to add on it. And every time, like, dang, well, you know what? Maybe I should do it like this. This flow would be better like this. So, but when I actually came to the finish of it last night at 10:30, I just closed the computer and I was like, oh, hopefully this is good enough. Hopefully they understand what I'm trying to get at and it resonates. And then that's just that. And the next time I have a feeling towards it is after I read it and I like see the reaction as I'm reading it and I look at them, see how they're reacting to it. And if they're reacting to it in a way that I'm hopeful, then I feel good. And to me, that right there is the celebration for me. That right there, like they are taking it the way I hope that they received it. And right there, I already feel good enough. After that, it's just extra to me. That feels good right there.
Okay. I'll go ahead.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does. I understand.
But one thing I really love what you said, and like, cause I love to compete with myself. Like I have, ever since I was young, like I love to I love competition in anything. It keeps me going. It keeps the drive. So the way you put it, like as far as like basically like journaling, like it's basically like keeping tabs of and you competing with yourself. That's kind of a cool way to do it and have fun with it. So yeah, it was definitely a good perspective that you gave me. I really appreciate that.
Next question. Oh, I like this one. If your life had a celebration soundtrack, what would the top 3 songs on your playlist be and why? Oh, who shall I start with? Let's start with I Am Adriana T.
Why would you do that to me? I it's easier for me to pick albums, man. Uh, First thing that comes to mind, Lauryn Hill, The Sweetest Thing, but her entire album, The Miseducation. I mean, come on. Uh, TLC's, all of their albums. Prince, it's unfair to name 3 songs. I cannot do that. I'm incapable as a music lover of doing that. but I would say that my soundtrack to my life and to celebrating my life is always the 90s. If I'm in a good mood, if I'm working out, if I'm taking a stroll, and it's not something like a Kendrick Lamar in 2025, I'm listening to something from my childhood because it makes me feel good and it takes me back to a lot of positive memories. I hope that's a good enough answer, but because three songs is impossible. Three songs is just simply impossible.
Beautiful answer. Thank you very much. I am I.
Okay, well, it would have to be like songs that I'm listening to currently because yeah, trying to narrow it down to just three, but most recently I've been listening to Third World. Now that we found love, what are we gonna do with it? I just like that the feel that song has, and Cool in the Gang, Celebration, celebrate good time. Yeah, so having that. What else? Another one, right? Anything Stevie Wonder. Anything Stevie Wonder. That's what it would be for me.
Thank you. Thank you. Cynthonia?
Good, buddy. Turn it down a little bit. 1 second. I'm sorry. Turn it down just a tad bit. 1 second. Okay. Man, like everybody else, this is hard. You gave us a hard one with that one. 3. First of all, I love music. I love music. Dang. Can I just say artists? Papa, go sit right here. Put it right here. Put it down. I'm almost finished, okay, buddy? We gonna go ride your bike. Michael Jackson. Cause he has the way you're making me feel, those type of I mindset. There's certain songs that give you, it's just the beat of it. But Michael Jackson, most of the time, he makes me feel hype. I don't want to give no offense, but they gave classics, so I don't want to go down the same and give classics too, because all old school. But celebratory, Michael Jackson is definitely up there, number one. Can I say rap? Because there's some ratchet rap that kind of gets me hyped too. I'm not gonna lie.
Of course, why not?
Hold on, let me, because
You
right
grew up
now
in
I
the
got
2000s, so Lil Jon knocked a few bucks. We know.
Huh? Come on, I ain't gonna lie to you. Insecurities by Little Baby, it's mad hype, but it's because sometimes I just like the words of songs that resonate really, 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 really hard. So I'm gonna say though Michael Jackson, I'm gonna say that song, and then I'm gonna say soca reggae, soca, that music that your parents played on Sundays when they was cleaning the house, that that upbeat, I don't even want to say soca, but that Caribbean music. But anyway, it's this reggae, what's called Leg on Me Ears by Tatik. But in any event, music like that. You made a hard question, Sister Caroline, because you can't really it's hard because last year, if you would have asked this question, I could have gave you 3 different. This year, I'll give you 3. In 6 months, I love music. I love music. Music is really the beat of my drum. So it's hard. But so in overall, I'll just say, to be fair, it varies depending on the time and space that I'm in. All right, that's how I'm gonna be fair. I'll say that. After I went through all of that, just to say that. But whatever.
Yeah, you can't give a quick answer. That
Yeah.
never. Never. That's why I'm over here laughing. Go ahead.
So this is in alignment. You just took my whole answer. Right. This is what I'm saying about Cynthonia, man. It's why are you in my mind? Because everything you just said was literally what I was gonna say. there's the higher level of me. So the high level of me put down Sounds of Blackness, the optimistic, and put down Iron like a lion in Zion, Bob Marley, right? And then this morning I was listening to Movado and it was Gangster for Life, you get me? And I'm like, I'm not a gangster, but you know what I mean? I am a gangster. I love that you know that ratchet stuff. I love it.
Yes, you are. You got that inner gangster.
Gangster for life.
Yes.
And the way they drop them things, it powers you in another way. Like if I listen to Sounds of Blackness, the optimistic, yeah, I feel good. But if I listen to Movado talking about gangster for life, nobody mess with me, man. I'm out and about. You know what I mean? So it's like, and I think soca as well. Like you said, soca and reggae for me are my celebration music. They're my get down tunes, and I absolutely love hip hop. And I grew up listening to hip hop for a while. Hip hop was my dominant music, and it's kind of transitioned to grime now. I and I had this conversation the other day because I'm listening to President T, Bugsy Malone, who else? DEE, yeah, and them like drop it hard, but they make me feel proud of being Black British, you know what I mean? And the rhythms are so tough and hard, and it just boosts me up. So I put them tunes on, and I feel like, yeah, have it. So yeah, that's me. Who's left? Mary.
Okay. Like everybody else, even when I saw the question, I'm like, oh man. But I'm gonna say the first one that came to mind, Gangsta Party. Tupac. That's my first one. And you know, I thought about it from a point of that period, that time period, and that album, All Eyes on Me. Just I played that out to death. So that's the first thing that came to mind. And my mom also really loved Tupac too, so I had to go with the first one. And just sitting here, I'm thinking Kendrick, Peekaboo. I love that one. And then I would say Prince. Controversy was like one of my favorite, and as a kid. And for whatever reason, I love that. I understood it even as a kid. So that's me, you know, just the rebellious nature, the revolutionary. So when I'm celebrating, that's what I lean more toward. You know, it's either rap or, and it's interesting because Cynthonia mentioned Michael Jackson. I think somebody did as well. But actually, recently, I went on YouTube, pulled up Michael Jackson just out of I'm like, you know, I haven't listened to him in so long. And they had a nice mix of just back in the day, Michael Jackson. And it just brought back so many memories. And my mom loved him as well. So I just spent a moment paying tribute to both of them. I'm like, you know, my mom's got some great people to celebrate with and dance, you know. And just to give a little reference to that, I had a couple of readings, different people, and they both said they see my mom dancing and smiling, and she's so happy. And so I'm like, you know, well, I get it. She's got some great people to celebrate with. Some great music, some great legends, you know, including Bob Marley. She loved Bob Marley as well. So I listen to him a lot too when I want to celebrate.
I don't know about that, I know what them lyrics is, but no, I hear you 100%. And yeah, Anybody from the audience want to share what they listen to when they're celebrating?
Yes.
Yes.
So I go back. I think my go-to songs are Parliament Funkadelic. What is it? Dance my way out of my predictions. That one, like I can dance all over the house on that one. I'm probably gonna go listen to it now that you brought it up. And the other one I like is Anderson Pac Anderson with her. Come Down. Do you know that one? I don't want to sing it. It's but it's a great party song, and it just every time it comes on, I just go, you know, just makes me move. And I love that music can put you in that mood. Like sometimes if you're in a bad mood, you play the music that puts you in that great mood. It kind of gives you inspiration to keep moving, just like if somebody was talking to you. Anyway, that's it.
Thank you, Tenia. Mr. Smith?
For me, yeah, I'm like all y'all. I love all types of music, but one of my favorites, I don't know, I'd go "What You Won't Do for Love" by Bobby Caldwell. I don't know, that's just I don't know that brings something out of me. But then also I go to my Kanye West "Champion" by Kanye West. A little mix up, a little. I don't know if it's 2010s, but them 20s. But then I would put on some reggae or something like upbeat, just like that's not, knowing people listen to. I don't know. It depends on the win to me, to be honest. Because sometimes it could be like a win in the gym. And it's like I'm trying to, I feel like I can run through anything right now. So I put on my hip hop, my rap. But if it's like, subtle win, then I put on my not R&B, but like, my old school music. I'm vibing out. That's just that's my take.
Thank you. Anyone else? I'm gonna say, oh, Jah, are you raising your hands? Yes.
Yes. I'd say all players and musicians of all instruments. Not for nothing being that I'm a musician, but go to I would definitely have to say Dennis Brown. No Man is an Island. And then all other genres. I'm not gonna even name, I love all music. That's something that gets me through the day. I'm in traffic. I'm not in traffic if the right song is on, if it makes any sense. So get me in all music, all genres. Being a musician is not one that, I listen to a little bit of everything. So yeah, but Dennis Brown, I would say Dennis Brown, that's Bob Marley's favorite, so also my favorite. But yeah, all from the Marvin Gayes to like I said, all of them, to the Biggie Smalls, Tupac's, all of them. Hmm?
And thank you so much. What I feel I need to say at this juncture is that, when you on this spiritual path and this high level and whatnot, it's affirming for me to hear you guys say that you listen to ratchet stuff or stuff with because for a while, I was when all this was coming to me and I was learning all this and words and all the rest of it, I was like, you're not going to stop me listening to my stuff, man, because I I like some of the worst lyrics. That's the truth. If the beat is heavyweight, and there is something, I think there's something for the audience with this, the audience that are going to watch this later on, that it's okay to listen to that stuff. You just have to have the discernment and space as well, because it's different if you go around talking about, let's just say, I don't know, I'm going to beat someone up. If that's in a song, if you embody that and you sing that to the rafters and I'm going to batter them, then don't do that. That's not the high level way of listening to that. The high level way of listening to that is putting a space between you and those lyrics, because you will manifest that kind of behavior if you're chanting this music and embodying it and sending out that high vibration to match that song. So I think that you have to create a space, but the fact that we all do it the fact that we're all listening to it and we all find value in it, I think is a positive message actually, because it's easy to sit and kind of do you shouldn't and you should and you shouldn't. But as Tenia, one of the things I love that Tenia has really brought to us is just highlighting polarity, and that, you know, it's everything in between, and it's judgment and it's perspective, you know. So listen to what you want to listen to, but just know what embodying something can create, really. That was really good, guys. I appreciate that. And I'm going to listen to that Anderson pack as well. Now, and then the last one we've got is, what's a celebration from another culture that you would like to have a go at that you haven't had a chance to do? So I'll start and then we'll go around. So for me, it's just Carnival. I tried again to think of some deep, you know, spiritual whatever, and it's just like, now I want to go Rio Carnival, I want to go Trinidad Carnival, I want to go back to Kadooment Day in Barbados. I did that as a child. I want to wear that carnival goddess look thing. I've got to train a bit harder for that, but you know, I want to do that before my life ends in this realm. You know, I really want to just walk down the street and shake it and enjoy the soca, and yeah, so that's what I'd like to do. We'll go over to IMI.
I'm not sure what Asian culture this is, but I'm not even sure if it's a celebration, but I saw they were all in the streets having like a big water fight. Somebody shared it on Instagram and I was like, I want to do that. That looks so much fun to just be out free with the water. That's one thing I'd like to try.
There's one with colours as well, isn't it? Powder. I've seen that, and I'd love to do that. And I think they do that at Carnival.
I've done that at something called Moksha out here in New York. It's supposed to be a Caribbean type of carnival where they do the paint and powder and the colors.
Amazing. Thank you. Mary?
Well, I'm with you. I think we need to plan a trip to Trinidad, because I haven't been to that carnival. I would love to go to the Jamaican carnival too. But let's plan it. I'll be in it with you. We can get our costumes and, you know, be in the carnival with everybody else.
Thank you, Mary. Adriana, I am Adriana T.
This is another hard one because I like to travel. So I want to experience a hapa. I believe that's how you pronounce it. With Polynesian community, Chinese New Year, the naming ceremony specifically in Africa. I believe it's Ethiopia. So I've seen it on TV, but I'd like to see it, you know, in person. The Australian celebration of life, like it's too many to name. Like I want to be in spaces where cultures are being uplifted. So definitely, I haven't experienced Carnival either. That would be dope. Just so many. Anything fun, anything bringing life to people, because we need a lot more of that. Period.
That's something that is just transcends everything, isn't it? That any kind of festival or celebration, most cultures as well will welcome anybody in, and that's when we're at our best, you know, energetically and joyously. Cynthonia?
I want to experience. I really want to say everything, but I don't even know if that's unrealistic. But I've never experienced any type of like festival or anything. Like, I think Labor Day I did once or whatever, but I want to experience like all kinds of like cultural things. Like, I actually I'm learning from this group, you know, about the Rastafarian like like I want to like learn more and actually like practice it one year. Like I actually just recently practiced the Ramadan with my friend. She's Muslim or whatever. So I did that, but I'm starting to do little bits and pieces more of that. But I don't know about no culture. I don't know about no culture, but I want to experience like Adriana said, like positivity, something different, something new, something uplifting, something real and authentic. And I wouldn't mind trying it, you know, especially if it's in Africa or one of our cultural lands. That's just me. I'm down. I want to try different things, different uplifting, developmental things. So that's me.
Thank you. Anybody in the audience like to add anything?
Can I speak?
Yeah.
I like celebrating different people's cultures because everybody celebrates differently, but it's all just the same energy, you know. And so, like, I've had opportunity to celebrate different places. Like she was saying, the African naming ceremony, I did that. I did a few other things, but I did one thing that I just wanted to share specifically with you, Tone. It was a Native American celebration, and they did this smoke dance, and they invited me to do the dance with them, and it's about the smoke, really. And the smoke, they had the smoke coming up, and you have to act like the smoke, how the smoke acts, and you dance into the beat. It was so invigorating. I just wanted to share that.
Well, where was that? That sounds cool.
It was on, I guess it's called Native American Day. It used to be Columbus Day, in the park, and it was the Lenape Indians. They actually used to be in that area, so they had the celebration in the same park where they used to have their tribe was. But the people actually, I found out that they were related to my family, and they literally looked just like my aunts and uncles. It was really weird. And one lady, she looked like my grandma. Like they just invited me into their family, and I ended up smoke dancing with them. It was hot.
Yeah. Do you know what that makes me think of, Tania? You know the whirling dervishes, and they just whirl and whirl and whirl. And it is that thing again when it comes to celebration. You know, we dance for a reason. It moves, you know what I mean? It moves you, moves the spirit and deep. Anybody else?
Uh, I'm kind of with Tone on that. I haven't been like experienced any like celebration or just kind of like seen anything like that. I mean, I've seen it on movies and stuff, of course, but like I'm just kind of open to all, whether it's like a Native American celebration, Chinese New Year's, anything of that nature. Like, I don't know, seeing them festivals and them things just like it's like, man, I wonder what it's like to be there. So I just really want to experience all like smoke dance sound crazy. That sound like just seeing how like Native Americans like they're just traditions and rituals, just like how one thing where I read it was like Native Americans put their food on the ground so they can have like a connection like with the like, grounded. Like just hearing that, it's like, I ain't never thought of that. Like food came from the ground, laid on the ground, so it's like more energy. I don't know. Hearing stuff like that, it's like I want to experience that. Like I just want to be into that.
Love that, love that. Because we're in a different time. You know, we're in a time where you can experience that if you get the money, you can jump on a plane and travel and go and see things. And the cost of travel is cheaper and you know, unless you gotta have a job. If you gotta have a job, I ain't going. I ain't got no job in me and I ain't getting one. But that's another that's another story. Thank you, Mr. Smith. Anybody else? All right, I think we're gonna close it there then. So it really has been a beautiful celebration. Today was everything I thought it would be. As usual. The love is in the room. So grateful for those of you, audience, that have come. Thank you, Helen. You know, so heartwarming and so uplifting and just the best thing ever. So we're just going to keep going and we're going to keep going and keep going. So we're going to end it here. If I could just hang on to the artist for a minute. Mary, you want to say something?
Yes. I'm sorry. Before we leave, I wanted to say to you, Gabriel, congratulations on being a new dad, and that's something to celebrate. That's a beautiful blessing.
Much
I was gonna put it in the
obliged.
chat, but I wanted to say it to you.
Oh, congratulations. You're doing it well, man. You're doing it well. You're handling that baby the way you should. And the fact that you got the courage as a new dad to come on camera in a room full of women.
I ain't never afraid of it.
Yes, I like it. I like it a lot.
Thank
Tell
you. Much
your partner as well. Tell her congratulations, obviously, because yeah, she's
Yeah.
a
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Many
hard work. Yep, she did. Indeed.
and it's mad because once you become a parent or want any new child that comes into the world, you're like, what was it like before them? Everything, you know?
Changes like instantly. Yeah, I know exactly.
Wait till they start calling little boy. You had a son.
Yes.
He sounds like he's gonna run things.
Huh?
The boss.
Say again.
He's the boss now. He's gonna
Yeah.
run things. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he be bullying me. I'm talking about he aggressive, especially when he hungry. He ain't afraid to grab you, hit you. He gonna let you know he hungry. Yeah.
Beautiful journey, and I knows that journey as a father of a son.
Oh yeah, roller coaster ride indeed.
Oh man, I'm just waiting until he get like Tyler, like getting into everything, because I know how I was when I was little. If he's like that, it's gonna be fun. But man, I'm up to put
Gonna
like a
be
little
running
bell on.
after him a lot.
I'm about to put a little bell on him or something.
Where you at? I hear you. Yeah.
Well, as parents know, right? You don't even know what's coming, mate. You don't know what you've done. We're all
It's
like,
gonna be lovely. I'm ready for it though.
it's the most beautiful, most rewarding, most, but at the same time, like you said, get ready. Especially like the terrible twos, from my experience, is a real thing. Like they just got a problem with everything when they're two. You know what I mean? But there's a lot of phases where it's like it's a phase. You just have to keep going. It's a phase. It's a phase. The hardest phase for me, I will shut up after this, was when, because they're a year apart, when I had to put them both on the toilet in the middle of the night. So they're potty trained, but every night you got to get up, put one on the toilet. They're asleep, by the way, but you put them on the toilet and they do their business, and then you take them off and then you get the other one and put them on the toilet. And that feels like it goes on forever. It's like, when am I going to have to not put them on the toilet? And then one day it just stops. So, yeah, you got a nice, lovely roller coaster ride ahead.
There he is.
Oh, he's gorgeous, man. Gorgeous.
Look at him. He's so cute. Oh, look at those cheeks. Oh my God, he's so cute. I would be all over those cheeks.
I try not to be too much. Nah, no, I don't. I do it all the time.
He's a cutie.
Thank you.
Yeah, take advantage of every moment now, because he's only gonna be that size for this moment. Once he grows, it's like, how did you get so big?
Already saying that now compared to how he was born to
Right,
now.
right.
Yeah.
It doesn't stop.
Yeah, buckle up and enjoy it, because we had the conversation before that mine's just turned 18 and the other one's about to turn 17, and yesterday they were that size. And a piece of advice I'm going to give you that someone gave me when mine were 2 and 3 was that your children do not change, they just get bigger. So who he is who he is. He'll just become a bigger version of that. And I've seen that totally play out with my daughters.
I like the thought of it.
All right, so we're going to say goodbye. Thank you so much for coming. Artists,
No
just stay on for a minute. Thank you, Dr. Amara. You've been wonderful. And we'd love to see you again as well. We want to see you in right about now if you can make it. So I'll give you an inbox because we had a lovely conversation at the start and we'd like you.
Yeah, for sure. I would definitely be back, everyone. I enjoyed the conversation. I enjoyed the performances. Y'all were amazing, and I'm really glad that I decided to join today, and I will definitely be back. So thank y'all.
Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye, JahJah. Bye, Tenia. Bye, Mr. Smith.